Hey girls and gals, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today is going to be another weekly reading vlog, probably more of a weekend reading vlog since I am starting this on Wednesday, but you know, it's a reading vlog. It's a reading vlog. Happy October. The lighting is a little bit dim, a little bit dark because while this weather is not ideal for filming and for having like the best photo ready, vlog ready light, it is perfect for reading some horror. This is really like the first day. I think the high is supposed to be like low 70s today, which I'm loving. I will take it. It's October 4th. It's a very dark, very gloomy, very spooky day, and I am very excited to spend it reading some horror books, watching some horror movies. Me and my partner are watching, well, I should really say me. He is joining in when he can, but I will be watching a horror movie every single day in the month of October. It's something that I've done since I think like 2016 or so. Definitely when I was in college, that's when I started it. So it's just a fun way for me to celebrate October, celebrate spooky season, Halloween, just watching a horror movie every single day. So yeah, it's definitely going to be great weather to do that because it is storming, it is dark, it is gloomy, it is just such, it's perfect curl up with a good book and read day. So in between working, that's absolutely what I'm going to be doing today. The book that I'm currently reading and hopefully might finish today, it is a thick book. It's about 500 pages. I'm reading it on my phone as well via the Libby app. So it's been slow going, but I'm really loving it. It's Last Days by Nevill, and this is about a group of friends and filmmakers, and they get a very mysterious request to, it's a fully funded venture, which is perfect for these, you know, millennial sort of 30-somethings. Our main protagonist, Kyle, he is in a lot of debt because, as a lot of us in the arts, pursuing the arts as a career know, sometimes it's not the most stable job. So when he gets this too good to be true offer, he takes it, even though he thinks it might be, there might be a catch somewhere. Kyle and Dan accept this offer. Dan is his cameraman buddy. They also have a friend named Fingermouse. Not a big fan of that nickname, but he is like their Wade in Kim Possible. He's their Garcia. He's their nerve center. He edits the footage that they film and produce. So trio of guys, even though two of them are really the ones that we see throughout this novel. I'm about 50% of the way through, but they are filming this documentary about this cult that operated in both England and the United States during the 1970s. The cult ended like a lot of cults tend to do, in a very Jim Jonesian sort of way, if you catch my drift. And as they're filming, as they're recording evidence, getting some eyewitness accounts, paranormal things start happening both on film and in the lives of Kyle and Dan, Kyle especially. And the more they film, the more secrets they uncover about this cult, the more amped up the paranormal activity is. So I'm really enjoying that one. However, I've mentioned it before in vlogs, I'll mention it again, because I am reading this one on Libby. It is taking me longer than it would for me to read a physical book, just because my job, I'm staring at a computer screen all day. And so when I'm not working, I try not to have my other hours of the day just be me staring at a screen as well. So I will be picking up a physical book as well. And honestly, I think it might be the September House. I picked this up at the library the other day. I'm very excited. I've heard great things about it. It's supposed to be like a haunted house horror, and I love haunted house horror. Grady Hendrix, who I love as a horror author, says on the cover, just when you thought you'd seen everything a haunted house novel could do, this book comes along. So that's a ringing endorsement to me. So I'll probably be picking this up today as well, but I am really enjoying Last Days. And yeah, I'm excited to dive into the September House as well. You know the drill. There's no set TBR in these vlogs. I am such a mood reader, so I could see myself adding a audiobook into the mix as well. But quite honestly, today, once I get my work done, I am putting myself on the couch, wrapping myself in a million blankets, getting my pups on the couch, putting on a fall ambiance, lighting a fall candle, and reading, because that's what kind of day it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go get to work and then get to reading, and I will talk to y'all later. Welcome to the vlog. Hello friends, happy Thursday. I am very pleased to announce that I have finished Last Days by Adam Nevill. I know a lot of people think that, I know a lot of people feel like they can read faster via Kindle or just your phone or an iPad, something like that, like on Libby, on Kindle Unlimited, something like that. I'm not one of those people. It definitely takes me a significant amount more time to read an ebook than a physical book. I think just partially because of the eye strain issues. I know that Kindles, the Paperwhite and stuff like that, doesn't have the eye strain issues. However, I do because I'm just reading on my phone. So yes, finally I finished this, but I looked on Storygraph and it's about 500 pages. So it definitely was a long one. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I think this is my favorite Adam Nevill book. And I think just based on the promotional content that was at the back of the book, I think it came out before No One Gets Out Alive, and I think it came out after The Ritual. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It had a lot of things that I enjoy in horror. The found footage aspects, the paranormal aspects that everyone is oh, these are paranormal from the get-go. We don't waste time trying to figure out, oh, it's just in your imagination or something like that. I like an outright paranormal cause and an outright paranormal happenings. So yes, I finished it. I really enjoyed it. There were some moments that were very, very creepy, especially while reading in the dark. So definitely if you are looking for found footage with, some filmmakers investigating a cult that happened in the 70s as a death cult, and maybe it's resurrecting from beyond the grave in present day. I think it's set in 2011, which was probably when the book was written around. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And moving on to the next book, I also started The September House, and I'm really, really enjoying this one so far. I haven't been scared by it, but I've kind of been taken aback by I didn't realize how funny it would be. And maybe not everyone will find this funny, but I find it very enjoyable and tongue-in-cheek kind of humor. This is about a couple who, they do everything you're supposed to. They rent as a young couple, they rent apartments and then houses, and they're saving up, and their kid grows up and goes to college, and they finally have enough to use their nest egg to buy this beautiful, beautiful historical Victorian home, and they settle in for their dream home, a place they can finally call their own property, with visions of filling it up with grandkids and family reunions and all of that. Seems perfect. The house is haunted. This is another one like The Last Days where it's haunted. We're not trying to figure out if it is haunted or not. It's very haunted, and it ramps up in the month of September. So in the month of September, this house, it's pretty much the final 10 minutes of a paranormal movie, or Amityville style of haunting, with blood dripping down the walls, flies coming out of priests' mouths, entities in the basement, entities, full-bodied apparitions, everything happens in the month of September. The month of September is horrible, and then the house quiets back down for the most part for the rest of the year. Now one might say, why would we live in this house? This is a horrible house. It's haunted. So many creepy things are happening. Our main character, Margaret, simply says no. She puts her foot down. This is her dream to own property, her dream to own a beautiful historic home, and some ghosts and, a very terrifying month of September not gonna get in the way of her living in her dream home the rest of the year long. Her husband, however, feels a little bit differently. They're on their 4th year of living in this haunted house, and he just up and leaves, and Margaret stays behind because this is her house. She's not gonna give it up. And their grown daughter becomes very, very disturbed by the fact that her father just up and left. She wants to go back to the home, try and figure out what happened, try to figure out if her father is, missing or has just run away. What is going on there? She's never been to the house. She does not realize that the house is so haunted. She comes to live with her mother and Catherine, who's the daughter's name, and Margaret. Margaret tries to hide this paranormal activity from her daughter, but her daughter's going to discover over it eventually. This is like very fun. I've definitely even talked to my partner about the fact that, you know, if we move into a house and it's haunted and we spent all of our life savings moving into it, we're gonna learn how to deal with the ghosts. So I identify with Margaret in that way, because I can't imagine you think you have like this light at the end of the tunnel. You finally, like, this is one of your goals that you've had since you were a child, and you're towards like retirement age, just wanting to relax in your dream home, and it's haunted. I would try and stay too. Honestly. So this is very fun. This is very enjoyable. I think if you're a person who, you know, like me, if you watch like a paranormal movie or watch like a gothic movie and you see the house and you're like, well, that's definitely haunted, but it's beautiful, I still want to live there, I think this is going to be the book for us. So I'm about 100 pages into this one. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm curious to see, because it is like very, I almost describe it as if you were a kid and you watched Casper, because as a kid, like, I enjoyed the movie Casper, like the live action with was it Christina Ricci? Was she in that? Regardless, like in the 90s, the live action Casper that came out, because it's like very enjoyable and like fun if you like paranormal, and like there are fun ghosts, and there's like a helpful ghost in here that our main character Margaret is like friends with. But there are also some creepy moments too. Like there's something in the basement that has caused Margaret and Hal to board the basement up, especially in the month of September. So I kind of liken it to that. Like, it's fun. There's some spooky moments. I haven't been scared, but I feel like this could be like a good starter horror. Or if you just love spooky season all year long, if you love paranormal stuff, if you like watching horror movies, I think this is like gonna be a fun one. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's exciting. And then this morning I woke up to the audiobook of Mr. Magic being ready to check out. So this one I only have a physical copy of, so I'll just be reading physically the September House, and Mr. Magic I think I'll be picking up on audiobook to listen to throughout the day. I do have the physical book as well. I think there are like some small elements of mixed media in here. I don't think it's fully mixed media. It looks like it's mostly just regularly written, but I'm excited. This one's also promising like a 90s nostalgia, which is very interesting that we're getting into like the 90s being nostalgic instead of like the 80s being nostalgic. Yeah, I'm curious to read more about this one, and you know, keep reading this one. Sorry, I should probably hold them up in a manner where you can actually see the books while I'm talking about them. In terms of horror movies, the one horror movie a day, that's still going good. Last night me and my partner watched Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child, my least favorite in the franchise. Next one is Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. We're gonna be watching that tonight. And then of course we're going to be watching Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I don't think we're gonna be watching the remake that came out in like 2010 or something like that. I have seen every single Nightmare movie except for that one. I feel like maybe I've mentioned this in maybe, if not this week's vlog, then last week's vlog, but my partner's never seen them, so it's been a treat watching him experience them for the first time. And I haven't decided if we're going to watch the remake. I think once we finish up, because I can't see it being better than Wes Craven's New Nightmare, so I think maybe we'll take a break, and I think we're gonna try and rewatch The Exorcist and watch Exorcist 2 and 3 before we go see the new one in theaters. I've seen The Exorcist, my partner's seen The Exorcist. Neither of us has seen 2 or 3, but just based on some aspects in the trailer, we figure we might as well watch them before we go see the movie, just in case we need some context there. But that's gonna be like our weekend plans. We're definitely going to go and see that, and I think, you know, I think our dogs will be fine with us going to see that, especially because Obi can take his cone off this weekend. That's very exciting. Last week's vlog, if you watched that, he got fixed last week, so it's healing good. He's doing good. He still has this little sad little cone on that he absolutely hates, but if he continues to heal as well as he's healing, we'll be able to take it off this weekend, which is exciting. So yeah, I'm feeling invigorated, because I'm not gonna lie, last week some of the books that I read, some of like the horror adjacent books I read, were not the best. I DNF'd one, and the other one was just like okay, which is never how I want to start off October, with like mediocre and like horror reads that I don't like. But I'm feeling very optimistic about these, feeling optimistic about, I mean, I'm 100 pages into this one and I'm really enjoying it, and I've heard good things about Mr. Magic, so I'm excited about that one as well. I do have a new friend joining the background of my videos. If you can see right back there, it's the biblically accurate angel plushie. An ad got to me, honestly, several months ago. It was a pre-order. I kind of forgot about it, so it was a very nice present from past me to present me the other day when I opened it in the mail. So definitely like my sort of vibe. I feel like I like creepy things, like cute things, like kind of mixing them all together. So very cute little biblically accurate angel there, but I think he needs a name. I think he needs a name, so we'll have to think on that, but he's definitely going in the background of my booktube videos because I love him. He's great. He's everything like a fun little plushie should be. So yeah, that's today's update. I hope everyone is having a great Thursday. I know I am. It's a little bit of a lighter day for me in terms of work. I'm making it a lighter day because I have a lot on my plate for tomorrow. So today is going to be more relaxed so that I can just chill out a little bit today and then not feel as bad about working so hard and for such a long time on Friday. So yeah, that's the plan, getting some reading in. And yeah, I will talk to you guys a little bit later with another reading update. Hey friends, happy Monday. Long time no talk. I worked pretty much all day yesterday, so this Monday is my Sunday because I didn't take Sunday off. Just because, again, I kind of want to keep like my work life separate from my YouTube hobby life. I did not anticipate how busy yesterday was going to be. I ended up working from like 11 to 7 at night. So we're gonna take back our Sunday and have that be Monday. Yeah, the weekend flew by. I feel like the weekend really flew by. I did not get a lot of reading done. Again, you know, watching a movie every single night really dips into my reading time, obviously, because like a movie is like, you know, anywhere from like an hour to 2 hours long. So all of that time is eating into my reading time, but I am absolutely having a blast. This vlog has been like kind of all over the place in terms of timeline and when I've updated. I cannot remember what the last update was, but I ended up watching Exorcist 3, which was really good. After really hating The Exorcist 2, was not anticipating liking Exorcist 3. Me and my partner are gonna go see the new ones in theaters. I would love to see it tonight. We'll have to see what his schedule looks like because he has to get ready for a work conference for this weekend. So he might have more important things to to then go see a movie in the middle of the week, but we're hoping to see that soon. And then we also ended up watching Saw, which I was very pleasantly surprised by. I had very much been avoiding that franchise because I do not like, I tend to like more like paranormal, haunted, spooky horror rather than just like outright slashers. Like even my favorite slasher franchise is, I don't even know if you could call it a slasher franchise, it's the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which, you know, is definitely more supernatural than like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. I would imagine. I haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so I don't tend to like a lot of gore and like a lot of like just like serialized like serial killer violence, if that makes sense. But I ended up watching Saw. Me and my partner ended up watching Saw, and I really enjoyed it. I have heard feedback from a lot of people that the other ones do get like very torture porny almost, but I had been avoiding Saw forever because it was my kind of understanding that the Saw franchise really helped kick off a lot of the extreme gratuitous torture sort of horror in like the 2000s. I think that was like a very like dark, cynical time. So I had never thought I'd be interested in watching Saw. We watched Saw. The first one is not like that violent. It's still violent, like don't get me wrong, but a lot of the violence is like off screen. You don't see the things happening, like the torture happening. You just like see the characters like reactions. Like for example, mild spoilers, one character cuts his own foot off, but you don't see that happen. You just know that it happened. Like you're watching his face, you're watching him act. So yeah, it wasn't like gratuitous, and it was a movie that was led by like exposition and these two people trying to figure out why they're put in this room together, why, you know, are they connected, why are they here, why is this happening to them. I really enjoyed it. I have heard that, you know, based on the success of the first one, the sequels have gotten like a lot more bloody. There are more kills, like what it's known for, like the very creative kills and the very creative traps of Jigsaw. So I probably will not be watching any more of the series. I'm glad to have seen it, and I did really enjoy it. So that was a lot of fun. Those are kind of like my highlights of the weekend. I ordered myself some Lush goodies from the Halloween line, just as a little treat yourself moment, because I love a good Lush bath bomb and I love Halloween. So, you know, that whole collection, no brainer for me to order myself some goodies from that line. And of course I have been reading, so I've got two books that I'm currently working my way through. First of all, the September House. I definitely know that I have mentioned starting to read this in the vlog before, so I don't think I need to go over a synopsis, but I do want to give a quick little disclaimer. I had said that this was like very almost funny, and I don't want to be like flippant about this, because as I'm getting further into it, I think like the house is also kind of like a metaphor for abusive relationships, and this is this author's debut novel, but she does have a doctorate in clinical community psychology and specializes in work with children and adolescents. So we are going into some very complex family relationships as well, and that's kind of mirroring our main character's very interesting obsession and relationship in a way that she has with this house, with her husband, with her daughter. So there are like very emotional moments in here. It does deal, trigger warning, with abuse, spousal abuse, both physical and verbal, and just like know that going in. Like I still think that there are some very funny tongue-in-cheek lines in here. Like one of them was, you know, the main character is talking about how blood's leaking from the walls, and she's like, you know what, I can deal with that, I'm a mom. Like that's part of the job description, is cleaning up blood, like cleaning up gross like body fluids. Like that's a part of being a mom. So like stuff like that, when our main character is being very flippant about stuff like that, it is very funny. It's enjoyable, like the little commentary about that. Just like the way our main character Margaret is just so used to these entities, like the way she deals with them. Like a ghost will pop up like screaming at her. It should be a jump scare for anyone else, but she's like, hush, be quiet, and like shuts the door on them. Like those things are very funny, but I don't want like people going into this thinking it's going to be like a horror comedy. So just know that going in, I am really enjoying this. I'm about 60 60% of the way through. Highly enjoying this. Honestly, I think this right now, I don't want to jinx anything, but definitely one of the best haunted house novels I've read this year. If not like one of my new like recommendations that I'll be giving to people for good haunted house horror. So I'm really enjoying this. And then secondly, I got in the audiobook for Mr. Magic from the library. So I've been doing a tandem read, like when, you know, I'm out and about doing other things, multitasking. I've been listening to the audiobook, reading the physical book, and I'm enjoying this one as well. I'm very intrigued. We're following our main character, Val, short for Valentine. She was a child star on this very strange show called Mr. Magic. It was about a group of kids. They used their imaginations to play almost like a mix between like the Backyardigans, I'm imagining, and Barney, something like that. There's a very mysterious Mr. Magic character that like ran in the background of all of this, and she cannot remember her time on the show at all. And when a cast reunion comes about and she kind of realizes that, you know, some dark things happened on this show, and maybe that's why she can't remember any of it. So very intriguing. There have been some very creepy like interview elements in here. Like it's one of those things where you'll be reading a monologue, you'll be reading something, not expecting something too paranormal, and then like there'll be like just like a sentence of dialogue and you're like, wait, what did that thing just say? What did that person just say? And you have to like go back and reread it. I'm enjoying this. So 2 enjoyable reads so far. I'm enjoying my time filled with some good horror reads. But yeah, that's the update. I'm watching some good movies for the most part. We really watched a bummer one last night, but that was neither here nor there. Reading some good books, and I will talk to you all later with another reading update. Hey friends, happy Tuesday. So I finished one of the books that I was talking about in the last update, and that would be Mr. Magic by Kiersten White, and I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. It kind of reminded me in aspects of It, where our main character has amnesia about her childhood. She has a group of close-knit friends that she reconnects with when they're all adults, all out of this mutual situation that they had on this magic show, this children's television show named Mr. Magic. They've all kind of blocked out a lot of aspects of that show, and they're trying to uncover like what happened on the show, the mystery surrounding the show, if Mr. Magic is like an entity and not just an actor. So in those aspects, it kind of reminded me of a lot of things that I liked about it. The friend group in here was solid, the characters were interesting, and I had a lot of fun reading this one. Definitely looking forward to checking out other things by this author, especially with this one. There was like an author's note in the end, some acknowledgements in the back of the book, and just, you know, I feel like thematically for this one, I don't think it's spoilery, but I'll just read like the first couple of sentences of the acknowledgements so you can kind of see some of the themes that take place in this book. But it says, I'll save you the work of trying to decipher the Google results. Yes, I was Mormon. No, I am not anymore. There's a whole world of pain and trauma and anger and loss, but also hope and strength and happiness and peace between those two sentences. So definitely a lot thematically in here about society's expectations of children and what good children should be, and what bad children are, and how to correct that behavior. So I enjoyed this one. I really did. Definitely I'm feeling very lucky with all of this horror that I'm reading this week that I'm enjoying. Still enjoying the September house. I don't have like a substantial update on it because, you know, I probably won't have like any more significant thoughts until the end of the book, because I'm probably more like 70% of the way through the book right now, and I think when I last updated I was on 60%. content. So yeah, still enjoying this, still really enjoying it. And I did go ahead and pick up a different book because I clearly am incapable of only reading like one book at a time right now, because I'm currently buddy reading with my mom. I have a book that I'm reading for a secret vlog. I just finished Mr. Magic, and you know, I still have this one, but of course I needed to add another book to the list. I don't know why. That's just what keeps reading fun for me. But yet another book. I finally picked up A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers, and this is about a food critic turned cannibal. I'm on chapter 2, so I don't have a lot to say about it so far, but I'm enjoying it. The 20 pages that I've read, I'm enjoying it so far, and I really love like these floppy, smaller paperbacks, and this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm excited to keep reading this one. I think this will be like the penultimate update. There'll be one more update after this one. So yeah, finished Mr. Magic, and you know, I've got two more horror books currently in the mix. This one looks small. I can't tell if it's deceptively small or not because the font and like the spacing and everything is very tiny in it. So I don't know if I'll finish this by the end of the vlog, but I am hoping to finish the September House, and you know, maybe I'll have an update on another book because I can't stop starting new books. So yeah, that was today's quick little update. In terms of books, oh my gosh, me and my partner actually we saw The Exorcist Believer last night. I really loved it. Looking at Letterboxd, that seems to be a very unpopular opinion, but that's okay. I'm used to having unpopular movie opinions because I think, you know, for example, Star Wars Episode 8 is like one of the best movies in that whole entire franchise, so I'm not unused to going against the grain there, but I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. It was a fun theater experience, so yeah, still doing good. Me and my partner are definitely gonna take a chill evening. Since we've been doing so good at like saving money and eating in and like really cooking the past couple of days, I think we're going to order some pickup from somewhere a little special tonight. I don't know, just yeah, just because it's fun to have those just because days. We're gonna have a dinner and a movie at home, not only because, you know, horror movie every single day, but just sometimes it's nice to like break up just like every day, sort of. I don't know, like it's easy to get into routine. It's nice to be in a routine sometimes. It's just kind of fun to spontaneously do something a little bit out of the norm. And I know it's like, it's not that exciting. We're ordering food in and watching a movie together, but honestly, it's not that different from what we'd usually do. Usually we cook dinner, taking turns. One of us cooks dinner while the other one like watches the dogs, takes care of the dogs, that sort of thing. And then we'd like, you know, eat, and then usually at night we parallel play where I will usually read, he'll usually game. But you know, sometimes it's nice to kind of like make small little plans for the middle of the week. So that's what we're going to do. Instead of cooking, we're going to have someone else cook for us, order in, watch a movie, enjoy each other's company, and yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have fun. Hopefully we can pick out another great horror movie, but honestly, you know, I really enjoyed Exorcist Believer. I'm not that enthused that I hear that apparently they have like the rights for 3 Exorcist movies, like including this one, so like 2 new Exorcist movies. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if the story needs to be stretched. I thought this was a very nice one and done, but you know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was scary. I thought the emotional beats were there, but yeah, that's all I have. So I'm gonna keep on reading my horror books, having a lot of fun with them, and yeah, that's really all I have for an update. Exorcist was good, reading's going good, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Hey friends, so it is a very gloomy Thursday morning and I'm here to wrap up this vlog. I meant to do it yesterday, but it was one of my best friend's birthdays, so we spent a lot of time together that day, just kind of hanging out, doing some fun things. She got a tattoo and a piercing, just hanging out, enjoying each other's company for most of the morning, and then in the afternoon I did have to work, so yeah, busy day yesterday, but I did have fun. And then today my throat like kind of hurts. I'm kind of feeling a little bit under the weather. I don't think it's anything other than the temperature change. The temperature has just lowered, which is great. It feels wonderful. It's rainy outside, but just like the sudden drop in temperature always kind of like messes like my allergies up. So feeling a little gravelly today, but you know, I will take that if that means that it's finally going to be cooler. But wrapping up the vlog, I didn't finish either of my books because the time that I was, you know, supposed to be reading yesterday, I spent hanging out with my friend, working, enjoying life. So I'm still loving both of these. Next vlog, I'll be finishing both of them. I'm very intrigued, and they honestly work very well together. I'm reading them both physically, and usually when I read multiple books in tandem, one of them is primarily audiobook, but these ones are working really well together because just their tones are so different. Like this one is so cynical. It's like kind of, it's almost as if the main character in this is writing a memoir. So that's the kind of style that is. And of course, this one is just more of a first person format where you're following the action with the main character. So I am really enjoying both of these. Definitely great autumnal reads. Really enjoying them. I will be wrapping them up in the next vlog, which will be coming soon. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th, which is very exciting. And you know, all of my horror, haunted, Halloween sort of lovers. So that's very exciting. Let me know down below if you're doing anything to celebrate. But that is going to be it for this vlog. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel for all of the bookish and cozy gaming content. Stay safe, keep it creepy, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!